3 minutes. Two minutes. Okay, 1 minute. $30.
At 10 seconds, everybody's going to clap.
Please don't. 10 seconds. 5, 4. Hi everyone, welcome to Toronto Police Headquarters. Today, Toronto Crime Stoppers Chair Sean Sportun will be joined by Deputy Chief of Police Rob Johnson and Detective Sergeant Brent Swackhamer to launch the Organized Retail Theft and Illicit Trade Awareness Campaign. Following their remarks, they will be available to take questions from the media. Chair Sportun.
Thank you all for attending today. 16 individuals arrested in a $623,000 organized retail theft operation. $1 million worth of stolen goods recovered in a single GTA retail theft investigation. 172 individuals arrested as police target organized retail theft. These are just a few alarming incidents that have recently made headlines across the GTA. And just this week, the story, Arrests Made in Prolific Theft Ring, broke, detailing how 5 individuals were responsible and arrested for $237,000 in thefts from a retailer across the GTA. Organized retail theft continues to evolve as a lucrative criminal enterprise and presents a significant threat to the safety of employees and the community. What has become increasingly clear is this is no longer just shoplifting. It is a highly organized operation with offenders specifically targeting retailers and executing sophisticated plans to steal merchandise. Beyond the financial impact, the violence associated with these crimes is deeply concerning. These offenders are not afraid to introduce violence against innocent employees and customers who get in their way. Recent brazen daylight jewelry store smash and grab style thefts are a clear example of this escalating violence. Since our last retail theft campaign in 2023, the scale of the problem has dramatically escalated, growing from a $5 billion challenge to a staggering $9.1 billion crisis for Canadian retailers annually, as estimated by the Retail Council of Canada in a recent media report. Remaining aware of community crime challenges and recognizing the continued threat this activity poses to our community, Toronto Crime Stoppers is launching this refreshed, proactive campaign to raise awareness about retail theft and the associated illicit trade that comes with it. The focus of this new campaign is to create added awareness in the community of the growing issue of retail theft, remind offenders that us as a community are taking action, and provide citizens in our city with a conduit to relay anonymous information of those involved in this type of crime to Crime Stoppers. This includes those who knowingly purchase stolen goods and continue the cycle of the crime. This latest initiative has been strategically designed to capture the public's attention, demonstrate the reality of the issue, while also highlighting the safety risks posed to our community. The campaign will include out-of-home and social media advertisements, which are being displayed here today. Citizens can also visit the dedicated website at costusall.com, where they can learn more about the impact of organized retail theft. Additionally, today, as part of this awareness campaign, Toronto Crime Stoppers is activating an enhanced cash reward of up to $500 per tip for any information leading to the apprehension of those engaged in retail crime activity. This enhanced cash reward is only available until April 6, 2025, so if you have something to say it now, and by doing so, you'll be making your community a safer place. In conclusion, I want to remind everyone that community safety is a shared responsibility. There is no excuse or justification for this lawlessness behavior. Toronto Crime Stoppers is committed to mobilizing the community to see it, say it, stop it for a safer Toronto, and by doing so, you'll be making yourself and your community very safe. Thank you, and I'll now turn it over to Deputy Johnston.
Thank you, Sean. Hello, everyone. On behalf of the Toronto Police Service, I am pleased to be here today to support the organized retail theft and illicit trade awareness campaign with Toronto Crime Stoppers and our retail partners. This campaign highlights a collaboration to promote public safety and raise awareness so we can prevent organized retail theft, illegal trade, and other forms of criminality that can affect customers, retail, and communities. Toronto Crime Stoppers, in collaboration with the Services Community Partnership and Engagement Unit, led by Acting Superintendent Anthony Paletta, continues to play an integral role in creating crime prevention awareness and campaigns like this to address overall public safety. The Toronto Police Service is pleased to continue to collaborate with Toronto Crime Stoppers and its partners to assist in their effort to make Toronto the best and safest place to be. Late last year, Toronto Police created a retail crime unit, currently operating out of 23 Division. They are dedicated to addressing incidents of retail crime and illegal trade. The unit is overseen by Detective Sergeant Brent Swackhamer, who's here with us today, of 23 Division, who will provide more details about the ongoing crime preventions being made in that area. We recognize that community safety is a shared responsibility and a collaborative approach which highlights the importance of partnerships to help address public safety for everyone. Every year, Toronto Crime Stoppers processes thousands of anonymous tips about various types of crime. The information received from the tips helps our investigators make arrests, helps them also lay charges, and in some cases, reduces victimization and acts of crime within our community. We are confident that the enhanced cash rewards offered by Toronto Crime Stoppers which helps also to create these dedicated units like the retail crime unit and the continued efforts by our policing and retail partners, we will be able to put a stop to this large-scale retail theft and illegal distribution that's happening across our city. I'd like to thank Toronto Crime Stoppers for being a valuable partner of the Toronto Police Service and the continued efforts that are being made to address public safety. Thank you, and I'd like to introduce Detective Sergeant Brent Swackhamer to tell you about the 23 Division's Retail Crime Unit.
Thank you, Deputy Johnson. At 23 Division, we have taken a proactive and collaborative approach to tackling the retail crime problem, not just within our own area, but across the GTA as a whole. At the end of last year, Superintendent Tavener and Inspector Smith, along with the team at 23 Division, in collaboration with Mr. Rui Rodriguez from the Retail Council of Canada, have established a retail crime unit, a dedicated unit to streamline investigations and improve efficiency. The unit consists of 4 officers working together out of the same office with the primary goal of investigating the occurrences and ensuring a single point of contact for the retailers. This unit will help us focus on repeat offenders who are clearly causing a significant strain on both law enforcement and businesses. To give you a snapshot of what the Retail Crime Unit has accomplished in just 95 days in operation, from 23 Division, there were 425 reports filed, which is an average of 4.5 reports per day. These reports total 190,876 in stolen goods. From this, we've been able to recover $8,343 in stolen goods. We have made 45 arrests, and 17 more are sought on arrest warrants. We've been able to clear 177 occurrences across multiple divisions throughout the Toronto Police Service, and we've laid 477 charges. Again, keep in mind, this is in about 3 months of dedicated work. These offenders target multiple retail outlets, including large chains such as the LCBO, Costco, Walmart, and the Home Depot, among others. While some of the people involved in these thefts are doing it for personal gain, there are others that are stealing product to sell to illegal distributors. The Retail Crime Unit from 23 Division has met with store managers and loss prevention officials to build strong relationships and share intelligence. Retailers now have a direct line to law enforcement to be able to report the incidents and seek advice on crime prevention. The Retail Crime Unit also works in partnership with private securities that works with larger retailers like the LCBO, and this collaboration allows for more effective crime prevention. We are collaborating with other police services in the GTA to address the broader network of offenders and stolen goods distribution. Many retail thefts are linked to larger organized crime operations, so tackling this is a key part of addressing retail crime. We're also using our partnerships with Ontario's Ministry of the Attorney General to ensure that repeat offenders either remain in custody or face strict conditions upon release. Our bail compliance unit is responsible for monitoring these conditions to ensure compliance and to prevent further offenses. And we are using our neighborhood community officers to conduct crime prevention through environmental design audits with retailers. These audits assess the physical environment of stores and identify improvements that can reduce opportunities for theft and enhance the overall security of retail spaces. This approach offers a more effective response to a growing problem by fostering communication between the police, retailers, and other community partners. We're addressing both the symptoms, which are the thefts, and the root causes, which are the repeat offenders and environmental vulnerabilities. We believe that this approach will help us tackle the growing problem of large-scale retail theft and illegal distribution in Toronto. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll take any questions from media now.
I have 2 questions. The first question is, on the street, the images are suggesting that this is going straight to the street, being sold in the community to other people. What do we know about the prices of this stuff? Like, what is the market for a bottle of alcohol or meat or the makeup? What do we know about the prices of this stuff? And I guess it's very obvious that it's stolen, or is it not obvious? Because this campaign suggests that this is to raise education about this stuff is stolen, but if people are selling stuff out of bags and in a back alley, it's maybe obvious that it's stolen.
Yeah, thank you for your question. So the campaign is designed to capture your attention as a consumer, as a member of the public. And with your question, that's exactly what we're seeing with the design of the campaign. The reality is that if you are out there and you are purchasing these things that should be purchased in a retail store, you should question that, not only for where it came from, but also from the health risks. So that's all designed into the campaign itself to make you stop and think about your shopping activity and your habits.
And any, in terms of the cost, can you
I can't speak to that.
no idea?
No.
Sometimes people might just get rid of it. Like, is it fair to say they would just be getting rid of it at just a fraction of the cost, or
Yeah.
like, are they market? Like, do you have any sense of what's
Yeah, I can't speak to that, but what I would say is buyer beware. If you're buying something that costs this much and you're buying it for a cheaper cost, then you should be aware of the where did you find this product, where did you get this product, and why am I purchasing this product?
Thank you. And then, Deputy, this question is for you. It's for a colleague of mine. If you can speak to the tow truck shootings, can I get your reaction? 4 shootings in 48 hours, 2 at the same yard in Etobicoke. What are police doing about it? Customers on the road are worried about calling for a tow, and drivers are fearing for their safety. What do you say to all this?
Well, thank you for that question. So first of all, I just want to assure the public that that industry is by and large very safe. It's a small fraction of criminals, frankly, that are engaged in this. And I can tell you in 2024, 13% of our shootings and firearm discharges in the city were perpetrated by the folks that are targeting the tow industry. So far this year, I think the number of shootings and firearm discharges are 29% of our overall number. But the good news is, I think this year so far we're seeing a 37% reduction, and our integrated gun and gang task force, along with our proactive frontline units, are tackling this issue to make sure that we dismantle, disrupt, and arrest the criminals that are involved in this, that are putting a slight on that industry, that are out there, that are contributing to community safety and helping helping our community when they need access to that. To a tow, just like we did with car thefts. That was an issue, and it's an ongoing issue. But we've done some substantive stuff to reduce criminal activity in those areas. And like I said, I'm happy to report that we're 37% reduced shootings and discharges this year. Part of the struggle is we are working within the new act. I think this the TESA. It's called TSSEA. And there are some changes in the regulations that have allowed bad actors to take advantage of a portion of this industry. So back to your question on what are the Toronto Police doing, we are proactively engaged in the enforcement of that industry. We have a number of projects that are underway, and you will know, I think last month we reported a series of arrests with respect to tow truck shootings, and these the last 4 that happened in the last couple of days are on our radar. We are looking into it. We have dedicated resources to this issue, and I want to assure the Toronto community that we are doing all that we can, and will continue to do that.
Is it shocking that there were this many in such a short period of time?
Well, listen, any shooting shocking, right? It's a problem for members of the community when any kind of shooting happens, and specifically when it's one industry. We have to understand why. Just like why we're here today, there's people that are going to take advantage, when they see an opportunity to make money, and it fuels organized crime, in a number of areas. So it is shocking for sure.
And I don't know if anyone else has any questions. I can ask one more question about the campaign today, if that's okay.
Sure.
Okay. Just in terms of the organized crime behind these thefts, who are these organized groups? What are they? What can you tell us about these networks, these people? Do we have information about the people stealing this stuff?
Well, I mean, I'm not sure if Sean or if Brent can speak to any of this, but it's a group of people who have found a way to make money on the backs of consumers and retailers. And to your question earlier about how do we know or how much this thing costs? I mean, if it's at the same price or more expensive, I don't know why the public would buy a product. Obviously, they want to save some money, and so they the demand is there, and if there's a demand, then there's going to be an appetite to take advantage of this sector. It is organized. There's huge money in this. You've heard, I think it's 9.1 billion if I quote it correctly. So there's a lot of money to be made in this area, and so it's they're exploiting it. But thankfully, with the help of Crime Stoppers providing these rewards, but also like the dedicated units that we've stood up to be able to address this, we're making a dent at this.
How difficult is it just that so many of the videos that we see in the community ourselves appear to be young men who disguise their identity when they're doing these thefts?
Sorry, your question is
like, how do we, I guess this is one way to tackle it. Like, so many of the offenders, it appears, are young men who hide their identity. So
yeah, I mean, listen, it is an issue, and then that's a wider systemic problem that the police ourselves we can't solve. We need the community support. We need our stakeholders, our partners, to help us address the wider issue as to why young people find a need to engage in criminal activity, whether it be stealing cars, shooting guns, or stealing from stores.
And $500 would certainly help you buy a good haul of groceries instead of
that's what we're
buying it on
hoping.
the street.
I mean, somebody knows something, and like the slogan is here: "See it, say it." Let's get that information in so that we can put a dent in this.
Thank you. Thank you. That concludes our conference for today. We just want everyone to know that Crime Stoppers does take information 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Anyone who wants to report a crime to Toronto Crime Stoppers can call 416-808-222. 416-222-8477. Thank you.